When you walk into a Home Depot or Lowe's today, you are walking into an illusion. You see the brand names you grew up trusting. You see the shiny DeWalt yellow, the John Deere green, and the familiar Maytag logo. You see a massive yellow special buy sticker, and you think you are getting a great deal on a professional grade machine. You aren't. You are buying the cheapest product that brand has ever allowed to carry its name. For the last 20 years, mega retailers have forced legendary American brands into a dark compromise. Build us a product that hits a $400 price point or lose your shelf space. The brands did not say no. They said yes, and then they created something new. Entry-level product lines, engineered from the ground up to be disposable, but stamped with the same trusted logo that your father's generation earned by building machines that lasted 30 years. The logo is the trap. It makes you believe you are buying the same quality. You are not. Welcome to Industrial Decay. Today, we are performing a forensic audit on the big box scam. We are going to expose the entry-level illusion, the plastic plumbing lie, and exactly why professional plumbers and mechanics refuse to buy their gear at a warehouse store. Let's start with the biggest financial trap in the store: major appliances. During Memorial Day, Labor Day, or Black Friday, the big box stores run massive sales on washing machines and refrigerators. They advertise a name brand washer for $400 less than the local independent appliance dealer down the street. How do they sell it that cheap? They did not negotiate a better deal on the same machine. They told the manufacturer to build them a cheaper machine from scratch. The big box stores demand exclusive product lines. These are entry-level machines designed from the factory floor to hit a brutal retail price point. To get there, the manufacturer strips everything that costs money. Thinner gauge steel, smaller motors running closer to maximum capacity on every load, plastic tubs instead of stainless steel, electronic control boards packed with sensors instead of simple mechanical timers. The logo on the front says Maytag. The logo on the front says Whirlpool. But the machine behind that logo has nothing in common with the commercial grade units those names were built on. And here is the part that costs you the most money. When the control board fries in the third year, or the cheap aluminum drum spider corrodes and snaps in the fourth year, you call a repairman. He looks up the model number, and the parts for that specific entry-level SKU are either discontinued or they cost more than the machine is worth. You did not buy a discount appliance, you bought a 3-year rental disguised as a 10-year machine. Now let us talk about why plumbers hate the big box store. If you ever hire a professional licensed plumber to renovate your bathroom, try handing them a $60 faucet you bought on clearance at Lowe's or Home Depot. They will likely refuse to install it, or they will refuse to warranty their labor. Here is what the plumber knows that you don't. The big box store carries every tier of a brand, from the cheapest plastic model to the mid-range, but the store is designed to push you toward the lowest price. The end cap display, the special buy sticker, the clearance rack, everything in that building is engineered to get you to pick up the $59 faucet instead of the $200 model. At that $59 price point, the pop-up drain assembly is plastic painted to look like chrome. The exterior shell is plastic with a metallic coating. The supply lines are thinner. Everything that can be made cheaper has been made cheaper. Now the major brands will tell you that their core valve cartridge, the part that controls the water, is the same across all models regardless of where you buy it. And for brands like Moen and Delta, that is technically true. But the cartridge is only one part of the faucet. Everything around it, the housing, the drain, the connections, is where the cost cutting happens. When that plastic drain assembly cracks, or when the thin supply line fails behind your wall, water silently leaks into your drywall. It rots your vanity. it grows black mold, and a $60 faucet turns into a $4,000 insurance claim. Professional plumbers know this. That is why they refuse to install the cheapest tier. They don't want the callback. They don't want to be blamed for a failure that was designed into the product at the factory. A plumber buys his fixtures from a commercial plumbing supply house, where the cheapest option on the shelf is still built with solid brass internals and metal drain assemblies. The floor of quality is higher because the store doesn't sell to amateurs chasing the lowest price. The scam does not stop inside the house. It extends right out to your garage. Walk into any Home Depot and you will see a fleet of green and yellow John Deere riding mowers. They have the iconic leaping deer logo. The price tag says $1,200. The average homeowner thinks he just bought a John Deere tractor. He did not. He bought a John Deere 100 series. Here is what the big box store will never explain. John Deere builds these mowers in the same factory as their higher-end models. The 100 series exists for one reason only: to hit a price point that gets a green and yellow machine onto the floor of Home Depot. To hit that price, they use a sealed light-duty transaxle. It is filled with a fixed amount of hydraulic fluid. There is no drain plug. You cannot change the fluid. You cannot service it. It is a throwaway unit. If you use it to mow a flat, quarter-acre suburban lawn once a week, it will probably last 5 or 6 years. Fine. But if you try to pull a heavy cart of firewood, or mow a steep hill every week, or use it the way you would use a real tractor, the fluid overheats, the internal gears wear out, and the transmission dies. Replacing it costs almost as much as buying a new mower. The independent John Deere dealer down the road also sells the 100 series. It is the same machine. But the difference is that the dealer will steer you toward the X300 or X500 series, heavy-duty tractors with serviceable transmissions, cast iron front axles, and hydraulic lifts. These are machines that are built to work, not built to sit on a showroom floor next to bags of mulch. Home Depot is not allowed to carry those models. The dealer network is protected, so the only John Deere you will ever see at a big box store is the cheapest, most disposable version the company makes, and the logo on the hood tricks you into thinking you bought the real thing. The big box stores have conditioned us to believe that convenience and low prices are the only things that matter. They have created an economy of disposable garbage disguised behind heritage logos. So how do you beat the scam? You use the dealer loophole. You stop buying machines where you buy your paper towels and light bulbs. If you need a washing machine, go to a local independent appliance dealer and ask for the heavy-duty analog models they actually stock parts for, like Speed Queen. If you need plumbing fixtures, walk into a commercial plumbing supply house where the floor of quality starts above the ceiling at Home Depot. If you need a mower, go to the authorized dealer and ask for the model with the serviceable transmission, not the one on the end cap at the warehouse store. Yes, it requires an extra stop. Yes, you will pay more upfront, but you will get the solid brass, the heavy steel, and the commercial-grade engineering that the big box stores have trained you to believe does not exist anymore. It does exist. You just will not find it in aisle 12. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments. What is the absolute worst name brand tool or appliance you bought at a big box store that broke almost immediately? Hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next forensic audit.